I want to talk about It Ends With Us, the 2024 romantic drama, and it starred Blake Lively and Justin Belladoni. The film is now infamous for the major lawsuit between the two stars over alleged sexual harassment cases. The New York Times were sued, Blake Lively, or Ryan Reynolds, and Taylor Swift were sued for text messages. But that attracted me to the film because the news has been in the paper. But when I looked it up, I seen it made $350 million at the box office in 2024, which is astronomical, and that got me curious as to why it was a hit, and that piled on with the gossip. So I was interested to watch the film, see could I find out was there any glimmer of what went on between the two, any tension, or where could I imagine the tension coming from. So I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about why maybe the film was a hit. First of all, the film I think was a hit because it's a man and woman film, which is a real contemporary argument at the minute in pop culture. The roles of men and women, and it's basically a love story through to the end. And as Hitchcock famously said, a film is life with all the boring bits out. So you've got boy meets girl, boy pursues girl. Will she keep him around? And what's the inevitable ending? And it just kind of hammers home those scenes, kind of really intensely. Blake plays really the innocent girl next door, and she is kind of adorable aside from what her personality be, which I'd imagine is quite intense in personal life. Justin Belladoni actually emerges as kind of a screen star in a weird way. He's got male model good looks with the dark beard and eyes, and it's unusual to see people like that on screen because they generally don't have talent, fellas with those kind of faces, because they're not bothered. They're into sports. And he's both attractive and villainous, and it's a mixture of, I think, his kind of narcissistic sociopathic personality, which seems to emerge in public, and um, his slightly wooden acting. I mean, he's directing himself, which is always tricky when you haven't got a lot of experience. But they did give him a chance to helm the film. I think it was $40 or $50 million to direct it, so they had a certain amount of confidence in him. Um, the film began to get a little tiresome, around the midpoint, but I was compelled to watch it to the end. Because there's a suspicion of domestic violence which looms over, and that kind of draws you in to kind of find out the conclusion. But I will say there was one scene in it, the penultimate scene with them, that was really, really rewarding. I kind of yelped with joy. It was just a really satisfying kind of film. The way it was all wrapped up, it highlights the title of the film and the idea. And there's a societal idea behind it. We had the Me Too movement, and prior to that, it was normalised to abuse women, and that kind of put the nail in it. And the film is really, it's like the poster romance drama for that. Like, It Ends With Us. So you can find the symmetry there yourselves in your imagination, and your imagination is what carries you through the film. Like, there's so many gaps between it. Because it's about a man and a woman, it's such a natural experience. You can easily just fit, what's in between A to C, B, and you just go with it if you're so that way inclined. Regards to the scandal afterwards, I think what actually happened was the material was a bit too much for Blake Lively. As I outlined, there's domestic abuse team run through, and I think some of those scenes were just too difficult for her. I think she's lived a very kind of cushy, sheltered life, marrying Ryan Reynolds, and his success after success, buying football teams and mobile phones. I don't think she was ready to deal with those kind of emotions, nor has she maybe ever experienced them, because apparently she was trying to promote her perfume on the promotional circuit, and she just wasn't ready to talk about them. And I just think she'd no experience or didn't know how to communicate what that was like, having never experienced it, which you can understand. Like, you can't expect somebody to talk about something that they don't know about. Um, and they're just my thoughts on it. Like, maybe this review will be more interesting if you've already watched the film. Um, but if you find compelled to watch it with your girlfriend, or if your boyfriend's interested in it, it's not the worst. You can get through it. It's fine. If you're so inclined. As always, look, I'm still working up on the tech with this stuff, so bear with me. Like and subscribe to the page. Any comments on how I'm doing, or what you think I should maybe put more in of, or maybe things you'd like to talk about in films, or particular films, you can just pop them in the comments. Thanks.